Samaaj, actually joining us right now is Arman Chuck, who previously joined us on the Human Rights Commission segment of our show a couple of weeks ago. Andy, before the break, you were talking about the prevalence of alcohol abuse in our community, the South Asian community.
बिल्कुल राज आप जो अपने South Asian communities देखने आप जिरी alcoholism हैगी आ ये अपने cultural जो अपना सभ्याचार उधर वैची है हुन आप देख लो कोई भी तुसी हूँ आपदे iPod ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੇਖ ਸੀਗਾ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ 37 ਗਾਣੇ ਆ ਮੇਰੇ iPod ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ दारू ਰੈਫਰੈਂਸ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਪੈਗ ਰੈਫਰੈਂਸ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਗਲਾਸੀ ਰੈਫਰੈਂਸ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਰਾਈਟ ਆਪਣੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਮਿਊਜ਼ਿਕ ਹੈਗੀ ਜਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਵੀ ਹਿੰਦੀ ਮਿਊਜ਼ਿਕ ਤੇ ਹਿੰਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਬਾਲੀਵੁੱਡ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਮੂਵੀ ਸੀਨ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਐਲਕੋਹਲ ਹੈਗੀ ਉਹ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਨਾਰਮਲ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੋਣੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕੋਈ ਇਹਦੀ ਪੀਤੀ ਵੀ ਆ ਕੋਡ ਗਲਾਸੀ ਲਾ ਹਰੇਕ ਐਵਰੀ ਕੋਨੇ ਤੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਐਲਕੋਹਲ ਇੱਕ ਕਲਚਰਲ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਐਂਡ ਇਵਨ ਇਨ ਮਾਈ ਪ੍ਰੈਕਟਿਸ when ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਚੇਤੇ I have one file in particular always comes to mind husband of the wife ਨੂੰ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸ਼ਰਾਬ ਸੀ ਉਹ ਟੋਇਲਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੱਖਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਲੱਭੇ ਨਾ ਫਿਰ ਉਹਨੇ ਪੀਣੀ ਆ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਫੋਨ ਸੀਗਾ ਫੋਨ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਮਾਰਨਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਪਦੇ ਘਰ ਦਾ ਫੋਨ ਆ right these are big problems in our community we have to face them head on right
Arman ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਸ਼ਰਾਬ ਆਪਦੇ ਪੈਰ ਤੱਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਲਾਈ ਹੋਊਗੀ so ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਕੋਈ ਵਿਸ਼ੇਸ਼ ਟਿੱਪਣੀ on alcohol abuse in the South Asian community
अगर हम सोचेंगे कि ये जो शराब है जो सारे जो नशे हैं जो वो जो घरेलू मामले में आ जाते हैं जैसे एंडी कह रहा था जो सबसे बड़ी चीज़ है हमको सोचना चाहिए कि कैसे ये जो शराब है और ये दूसरे नशे कैसे हमारे जो परिवारों को हमारी फैमिलीज़ को कैसे ये अफेक्ट कर रहा है और ये मैंने भी जब मैं इंसानी हुकूक से पहले मैं फैमिली लॉ भी करता था और मैं भी देखता था एंडी जैसा कि ये इतना हमें जो normalization है of alcohol, the normalization of alcohol that's happened, it's actually causing a lot of problems at the family level, at the interpersonal level, when we're socializing, lots of things. I mean, you're seeing criminal activity, you're seeing a lot of things that actually stem more from alcohol than any other substance abuse. So that substance abuse that we're seeing is causing havoc in the ways that the parents are dealing with their children.
And I guess the biggest question then is the regulation of this substance through provincial legislation, is it appropriate?
And the biggest thing is in our community, Raj, is that an issue like alcohol abuse, it's an issue that people don't want to discuss. It's one of those ones that we put it under the rug right away.
Andy, we've got another caller here. Let's see if we can take this call. Hello, you're on the air.
Hello. Yeah, the law should not be that strict and the fine should be affordable. And sometimes people drink very less and they are still okay. They should not be driving, but if they are caught, the minimum fine should be like it should be easy, like they can pay for it.
Okay, I guess Raj, I have one comment on that. If that the comment of the fine should be affordable is inherently illogical, because it's inherently illogical because if a fine is affordable, then I don't care about paying it.
Then it doesn't have sufficient deterrent value.
Doesn't do its job. Yeah. Right? Do you agree, Jason?
I was going to say it's you make the fine affordable, then driving drunk just becomes the cost of doing business, where you're not really worried about the consequences. So it's no deterrent if you make it affordable.
That's actually a really interesting comment by a woman caller, because the disproportionate effect of alcohol in our community is borne by our women. I mean, the women are the ones that have to deal with these alcoholic husbands. The women have to deal with their abuse.
Yeah, domestic abuse.
Well, and
quite unusual call.
And on the flip side, the women are the ones that have to look like they're drinking cranberry juice all the time when they want to drink at parties, right? And that's that's
back to the normalization of alcohol that Arman was talking about.
In our community, it's become that women can't drink and men can drink, and that leads me to another point: is that we have kids who, and I can go through my family, that we would be at a reception, up a reception te hona te mom dad ne kole aa jana, fir unhe drink rakh lena, par jadon wo chale gaye fir bahar to fir aap drink fad lena. Je ਤੁਸੀਂ ਘਰੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਅਪਰੂਵ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਜੇ ਆਮ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਜਾਂ ਕੁੜੀ ਵੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਤੇ ਉਹ 22 23 years old ਹੈਗੇ ਉਹ they drink
And you can see that inherent discrimination that's going on right there is that, I mean, women in South Asian cultures now are having, you're seeing two extremes. Either they're having to deal with all the problems, or they then adopt a very aggressive approach towards alcohol and then engage in it even more so, surprisingly, than even their partners, because of the effects of alcohol abuse.
But I'm still a little bit surprised by that call, that some people can drink a little bit and it doesn't really affect them, B, that if there should be a penalty, the penalty should be easily paid, and C, that the law should not be that strict. That's quite an unusual sentiment coming from a woman in our community, because we've had devastating effects in our community.
Yeah, but we don't talk about them.
Yeah.
But we don't talk about them. That's
why, maybe let's throw that out there. I mean, we can bring that. Why don't we talk about that?
Because it's a cultural norm. You know, like we do any issue that affects the South Asian community, which can make the South Asian community look bad, we sweep it under the rug.
Yeah, to some degree, there's a lot of hypocrisy in our community.
And I know I'm going to look like I'm standing on a soapbox here, but it's issues like sexual abuse, it's issues like drinking, drug issues, all of those types of things are issues. Raj, it looks like we're out of time. मैं ਸਰੋਤਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਦਾ ਕਿ next week ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਮਨਮੀਤ ਭੁੱਲਰ ਆਊਗਾ ਤੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਘੰਟੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਰੱਖਣੇ ਤੇ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਹਫਤੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਕੰਗ the Liberal leader Raj Sherman will spend 1 hour with us.
And again, want to thank Jason Van Rassel, Armand, for your late entry. That was fantastic.